Carl Smodis, age 60, had 24 years' service with our company and had been a foreman since 1981. He died as a result of falling 14 feet 10 inches from Conveyor K to a concrete pad below in the Thunder Bay Division woodyard. Under normal circumstances, debarked wood in 4-foot lengths travels from the woodroom to the upper level of the ground wood mill by way of two outside conveyors, Conveyor K and Conveyor L. Periodically, wood is diverted off Conveyor K to the ground below and is stockpiled. This reserve stockpile is kept in case of emergency or planned woodroom shutdowns. Wood is only stockpiled when the wood bins in the ground wood mill are full or near full. When a major woodroom breakdown occurs, wood from the reserve pile is loaded on Conveyor L by a front-end loader. This allows mill operations to continue until the woodroom starts up again. In order that wood can be diverted off Conveyor K, it is necessary to remove a section of the sidewall and reposition it at an angle across the conveyor belt. Before stepping onto a conveyor, it is the required basic safety procedure for those doing the work to call an electrician and have the conveyor locked out by the personnel working on the conveyor until the job is completed. The woodroom conveyor system operates on an interlock basis. When a conveyor in the system shuts down, all the conveyors that preceded in the system automatically shut down. At approximately 8:10 a.m. on May 22nd, the assistant woodroom superintendent told Carl Smodis that the groundwood wood bins were almost full and that he should start diverting wood off Conveyor K. Mr. Smodis immediately recruited the woodroom oiler to assist him in repositioning the sidewall on Conveyor K. Neither Mr. Smodis nor the woodroom oiler called an electrician to institute the lockout procedure. They walked outside the woodroom to Conveyor K. Once the two men were on the walkway that adjoins Conveyor K, the woodroom oiler pressed the button to stop the conveyor. Both men then moved onto the conveyor belt and began removing the sidewall for repositioning. In the meantime, inside the woodroom, a wood sorter wondered why the conveyors had stopped. He went to the door on the north side to see what the problem was. He saw that Conveyor L was running. From his vantage point at the door, he couldn't see Conveyor K or the two men working on it. If he had taken an additional step forward, he would have been able to see them. The wood sorter then returned to his area of duty and asked the chipperman if it was all right to start up Conveyor K and W. The chipperman responded by asking if Conveyor L was running. And when told it was, he said it was all right to start up the conveyors. The wood sorter then started them up. It was at this point, when Conveyor K was started, that Carl Smodis lost his balance and fell from the conveyor to his death on the concrete pad below. The woodroom oiler also lost his balance and fell onto the conveyor belt. He scrambled to his feet, jumped on the walkway, and ran down the stairway to assist Mr. Smodis. Immediately following the accident, the conveyor system was shut down. The woodroom oiler says he can't remember whether he shut down Conveyor K on his way down to assist Mr. Smodis. Meanwhile, back in the woodroom, the wood sorter and the chipperman were perplexed after seeing the conveyor system stop for a second time after running 30 to 40 seconds. The wood sorter went again and checked to see if Conveyor L was running. When he found out that it was, he started the conveyors a second time. The chipperman sensed that since the conveyors had stopped on 2 occasions and Conveyor L had continued operating, that something was unusual, and he went to have a look. When he looked out the same door as the wood sorter had observed from previously, he noticed that the sidewall section on Conveyor K had been removed, and that there were men kneeling on the ground directly underneath the conveyor. Upon realizing that the logs being carried along Conveyor K could spill out of the opening and land on the men below, he immediately ran and shut down the conveyor. First aid was immediately administered to Carl Smodis. His false teeth were removed, and he was covered in a blanket. The ambulance that was called took approximately 7 minutes to arrive at the accident scene. Mr. Smodis was pronounced dead on arrival at Port Arthur General Hospital.